यूनिटी शोडाउन पे 2 होने वाला है, रे नहीं होने वाला है। एक होगा तो दूसरा नहीं होगा।
मैं तो भाई आपको बुलाने आया था यार।
Well, hello and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We once again welcome you to the MEX FEAI GRANDFEST 1. And like you know, this is a GRANDFEST where games begin and they end, but they end with a banger. So we'll see more games coming today. And for today, we will be moving to the lower brackets, the bracket for the surviving, the brackets for the last resort to get a chance back into this tournament. Right, Ash?
Of course, good morning everyone. Good morning Shinryu, good morning Malsam, and of course good morning all the Mizo fans who are here cheering up their teams. Today we are going to witness Lafu Kabi going against Busan Esports. Yesterday, Lafu Kabi, we all, already saw that thing. What happened against Zohunt? They just managed to give a big fight against the Mizo powerhouse and managed to secure the spot in the upper bracket finals. The last win they need here to secure the spot, to secure the ticket for the finals, which will be the memorable experience for them. We're talking about Busan Esports. The match was offline. I was also watching that thing. It was against IGN, and believe me, Shindu, the first match, it was IGN who was dominating the early game. But then it is like the way Art channelized the whole crew. His team was so fascinating, and he managed to secure the spot 2-0. Clean sweep. So you're thinking another clean sweep. Will it be Art or will it be Zozo?
So it's a long way to go. When I said, the lower bracket survival is going offline, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you're watching will be the upper brackets finals, right? The team winning here will be moving to the next round. That is the grand finale, Ash, right? So I wanted to showcase that at the same time. Like Ash mentioned, Busan Esports, they played the offline game. They won against IGN for, playing the match in the upper bracket finals against Lafu Kabi. Like you mentioned, Art versus Zozo, right, Ash?
Yeah.
So it's not really, Art versus Zozo. It's more like the mid lane versus mid lane, Shenzhou versus Zozo. Okay. And it's like, it's like PYZ versus Art, man. Yesterday, PYZ, he had himself at a spot where he was getting taken down a couple of times, 0, 3 and 1-ish KDA, but then he flipped the switch too. I think Lafu Kabi, they know how to play the game. They know how to synergize their game plan, because every time I see Zozo going with Engage, the rest of the crew, similarly like you mentioned, how Art does it, they follow him. It's like, he's channeling the inner key of the players to just, go absolutely bombastic in this gameplays. But again, we are looking at the draft, we are looking at the first banning phase. Baxia as well as the Angela taken off, meaning that, the meta or the heroes that are really trending, at least in the recent patch, are being taken off. And also some of the soul, laning winning matchups are also being taken off, like the 1-1 can really be disruptive into those farming lanes, because I feel 1-1 is very difficult to mark given that she has an nimble purify. We have mentioned it time and again, but more so because of the mobility, and even CC is another lane dominant hero. So these heroes cannot be left open, because if it's open, then you have to trade for them, right, Ash?
Indeed, Shinryu, but talking about Busan Esports, I witnessed the gameplay they played against IGN. I told you, it was so good. The way they picked up those heroes, Novaria and everything, like even Moscow, everything was so on to point. And you know what? 2 times IGN gave Ishan Shin to Raren, and that was the most, it was the biggest mistake they had done in the 2 matches. They gave the Ishan Shin and Zetian in the second one. In the first one, they gave the Ishan Shin, CC, and the Lapu Lapu. Everything is like, if you're just doing a bad draft against Busan Esports, they're not giving any chance to just chunk you down or eating without leaving no crumbs. That's the thing they're doing. And talking about dominance of Busan Esports, let's talk about Lafu Kabi as well. Zozo, he and even Crisis yesterday said that I'll be doing a 3-0, but right now we're going for a BO3 series, so it might be a 2-0. Crisis is confident right now, because
no, you got it wrong, Ash. It's still a best of 5 series,
okay.
But due to some delays from the team's end, both of them have been awarded 1 point. We'll move with the rest of the games. Like, it's still gonna be 3 more games that we'll be watching, right?
Okay.
So it's still a long way to go, of course, but the first 2 games points have been awarded to each of the teams because of the delays that they have done. They were, warned repeatedly that the timing will be maintained today, and this is the decorum we're trying to maintain. We're trying to be professional. Yesterday we did have some issues, but today we're trying to give the best possible experience that you guys can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we cannot forget, this is the banning phase. This is where the mental the mental attacks will be there from each of the teams, right? And that's what you can see. The draft is just the first phase. A good friend of mine always says the draft is 40% gameplay and 60% execution. You can argue with me, of course, but I feel the draft can sometimes be 60% of the gameplay and 40% of the execution. So YSS once again being taken by LaFuX Dab. Good start, but again there's a lot of counters open. All the assassins are still left out for Busan. Rarin, he can go for the heroes, but this is also a denial to Rarin, right? They do not want him to go for the YSS. Therefore, he's just, taking it off. But at the same time, Ash, I just remembered something. We have not really talked about how dangerous Art can be with the Grok. It's still left open.
Still let open, and as you mentioned about, giving no chance to Rarin to pick up his comfort heroes. They banned out the Fedrin, they banned out the Bakshia, and now they picked up the Ishanchin. So what is left for Rarin? Is it the Hayabusa or Lancelot? What he's going to pick up here? That's the biggest question for Busan Esports. But before that, as you mentioned about the Grok, Art is going for the Kalea, and no. Lapu, oh my goodness, 27 it is. And he's going for the Lapu here. Do you think they'll be going again with that sandwich EXP meta, like 2 EXP laner, 2 fighter in goal lane as well as in the EXP lane? They're doing yesterday against IGN.
It can be a very big possibility if you ask me, right? Because we have seen this really being put up inside of Busan Esports. They're really thinking it through. PYZ, I think it is, will be going for the Garud Kacha once again, and prices getting that Harith really means that they can actually go rampant with the Zaman Force as well as the for that at least the winning matchup in the gold lane, because they can go for the Grandeur here, but that's not the best hero against the Harith. Okay, Farsa is the choice. They're trying to prio the mid control, but you have to mention, or you have to see one thing right here, Ash. There's the Garud Kacha on the other end. He can really put pressure onto the Farsa to just cancel her Feather Airstrike and to minimize the damage that his backline can take from the Feather Airstrike here.
I believe having the Harith here and having the Gatot Kacha as well, it's a good lineup being done by Lafokabi, but don't leave that Granger. If the Granger is coming into the side of Busan Esports, they will have an OG combo into their side, the Broken Burst. But as you mentioned, Gatot Kacha, this Engager, the AOG can fall up when the Fursa will be stationary. That's the main thing we don't want to see. I mean, Senju will be not having any chance to shine in this game because of this Gatot Kacha. But there is a reason, like PYZ is a new rumor, but whatever gameplay he's been showing from yesterday, the zone, 2 times even, like when they played against Zohan as well as the last previous game, say PYZ was so good, so best with his Grok, so best with his Gatot Kacha. So it's like it's so hurry for Busan Esports to go for that Farsa, I feel. So they could have gone with something else. They shouldn't have shown this mid lane pick. They should have gone with the gold or maybe the jungle, because now it's time team Lafokabi might go for that Hayabusa or might go for that Lancelot ban. Even they can go for the Granger as well.
Experience the euphony of suffering. Experience the euphony of suffering.
With the Lunox, that's a good hero. Next would be the Moskov, which they can actually really use because Fate is not there in the lineup, right? They might just go for a golden Esmeralda at this point. I think that could be a very big possibility too, right? It's a winning matchup. At the end, you can use anything in the gold, and you can also use the Ruby at this point. Ruby could not be coming from LaFuX Dab, right? They already have their gold laner, so the Ruby could be a good choice for the gold lane. If Busan wants to prioritize that, they can flex the Lapu into the EXP lane and still a very lane dominant hero. He gets the advantage with the rotation, with the stun abilities, sort of with the crowd control as they have, and he's also immune to a lot of the damage, right? And in a way, I think this draft is really going to a centric point where the heroes will be banned which are more threat to their lineup. I can see Esmeralda is actually banned from Busan, whereas Team LaFuX Dab, they are banning off the Granger, which we were talking about, right? The Granger could be a very good option they want to go for, but again, not the best winning matchup at the lane.
A lot of heroes. I mean, even if you're banning the Granger, as you mentioned, Lunox can be a perfect pick against the Harith. They can go with the Moskov, then they can go with the winning lane Beatrix as well. It is totally open for them. But it's like yesterday what I've seen with Hope, or like the goal laner of Busan Esports, he's so into the EXP, I mean into the fighter picks. So as you mentioned, Ruby is there. Masha might be a good option as well against the Harith.
That's the thing. Only the Hayabusa got banned, so there are more assassins. There's Joy.
Yeah.
There's the Lancelot too. The Lancelot could be such a good option here. don't you think?
But do Rowden play
My
Lancelot?
kiss.
I never see him.
Your
With Lancelot.
grant immortality.
Could be an option.
My
I mean,
kiss
again, he's practicing,
grants
right?
you
We have been
immortality.
talking
Oh, Alice Golden.
Death.
My goodness.
I mean, not sure if it's gold or EXP. The Lapu
It
Lapu
is
can-
gold.
Yesterday we saw Lapu Lapu gold, man. I mean,
I saw Alice Gold, Busani Sports going against Alice Gold against the IGN, and it was so perfect with that.
still a flex, right? Both the EXP
Yeah.
like gold. Both
It
are
can be
flex.
jungle.
Exactly. But I feel the jungle might be too slow. You know,
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of farming capability, I think YSS can really outdo.
Indeed.
Yeah, right. So that could be a very big threat. That
I
they are
mean,
looking
during
for.
15 minutes or 14 minutes of gameplay, YSS can easily eat a buff in just 4 seconds. Can you just believe this?
Exactly,
The
right.
best farmer, the fastest farmer he is. And with that round hat of his collector skin, he literally looks like a farmer.
Gaze into the
But talking about it, my goodness, let's do it together.
3,
2, 1. Direct mid gap.
No, direct mid gap.
Direct mid gap.
Exactly.
It is. Oh, Selena pick from Zozo.
You know
We-
what? If Zozo's Selena is a signature pick, you know what is signature for our tournament?
Sweep away all evil.
It is Vista Game sponsoring us, man.
Of
And also
course.
the CK Hyundai sponsoring us, steering the heart as well as the wheels as well as the dreams for many around Mizoram. And if you're here, don't forget to check them out. I think even the teams are pretty much influenced by them. But you know who's gonna get smooth operator out here is gonna be Rowden with the Lancelot. And also our internet sponsor, Next Gen, man.
Next gen, thank you so much for the smooth operating throughout the LAN. And there you go, like Lancelot. I've been asking you, have you ever seen him with a lance? So then he comes up with this Lancelot pick. But Uranus against the Lapu Lapu. Yesterday we saw that it was so good pick against this Lapu Lapu. But this time, the Lapu Lapu is in the hand of Busani Sports 27. So do you think he can like match up the energy, match up the aura?
We'll see, man. We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, gear up because the battlefield is getting bigger than ever. This is the MEX FEAI GRANDFEST 1, and you're watching game number 3 from the upper bracket finals. Lafu X Dap taking on against Busan Esports for the slot into the grand finale, which will take place tomorrow at the live from our Deng Tuama Hall, Aizawl, Mizoram. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here, don't forget to check out this match and also the other events that are happening. But more importantly, you need to check for this match, right, Ash? Because the game is already warming up. You can see the mid lane already going for that poke damage, and PYZ's again low. Every time he picks up the not Lapu Lapu, but it's the Gatotkacha. He's having the, excessive damage he tries to take in. He's just trying to test limits, test the waters, how much damage he can actually sustain. But that might be a bit of a too much of a call. But again, there's a little wonder fight. Retribution. It's gonna be Jeffrey taking it out.
Yeah. Eco fight, it was so good. And now direct mid gap. Oh, puncture comes up for the Lancelot. He finds his way back to the safer zone, but it was like Selena was doing the puncture thing as well.
It's like dash. Wait, what? Okay. See, this is the pressure that Zozo can face, right? He made the jungler recall already, and even Kalea is slow. This will slow down the farm, and we were talking about how fast the YSS can farm, right? Look at that, almost level 4, whereas the Lancelot is barely level 2. And this is the lead, right? This is the lead we are talking about. The small leads really matter in the overall, gameplay, because this small leads will give the pressure onto the other side to try and help the jungler to farm faster. If they do not do, they'll not get the vision around the map, the intel or the scouting will be really less, and this will put the pressure for those in a surprise play, especially if there's a Selena roaming around like that. The pressure though.
Mountain Chucker release here. They're going for the fight at this point. Puncture comes up and it will be taking out the first blood. It is Ishan Shin onto the Alice there. And what a way, guys. The start is so good from Lafukabi.
Well, Art gets taken down just in the first 2 minutes of the game, and the turtle will be up. Alice is there to provide the vision. Summers wants to do something, but the pressure from this early game with the Selena going in and out, dashes out, just poking the enemy down. It's really important by yes, Jeffrey wants to come turtle here.
It's going for the zone. Look at that. A flicker comes up. It's a turtle being slain by Ishan Shin. Zephyr. Feather strike coming in and busting out. The Gatotkacha falls down. PYZ. Another puncture. The Thornrose. Can he go onto the Uranus? No. He managed to reason back. He managed to go back.
The pressure already that we are seeing from Zozo is enough for Jeffrey to go for the kills, go for the objective take, and he's playing against an assassin and against a Kalea. Like, even though the Kalea is level 3, That's why like they cannot go for the setup. The Feather Airstrike is always there to zone the members out, but I feel the Lapu was not giving the word that they are needing in the early game, right? Because he tried to go in, but there was no way that he can actually hit the targets that he was looking for. There are insane amount of, escape abilities for them. This will be a stalemate, man. Yesterday we saw Blair the Dogman doing so much with the Esmeralda, with the Lapu. Today he's not even doing anything, and you can still feel, right? The moment he will start rotating, the map will feel more pressure for the side of Busan Esports. Again, Kalia wants to go in. Will he go for the Tsunami Slam here? Yes, he does.
Okay, Feather Airstrike. There you go. Senju grab up the direct mid gap. Zozo falls down. The mage from Busan Esports managed to execute out the mage from the Lafu Kabi. Lafu X Dab.
Lafu X Dab, man, but this is the pressure. 2 for 2 is the score. They are getting some kills back. In terms of goal, it's like almost 1k lead for Lafu X Dab, and they are walking the walk because they are, styling at this point, because they know that if they can maintain this lead, it will eventually lead that snowball that this not Lapu, but the Lafu Kabi or Lafu X Dab they need, because this YSS requires that early game farm. So does Crisis, because he's on a Harith, he needs the items to actually come online, and player also need at least 1 or 2 items to actually sustain the damage, because Raden, if he can get the stacks, he can deal damage, but if he cannot get the dashes, he will not be able to deal the maximum amount of damage, and the early game is solely dependent on this Lancelot, right? Alice needs the items at the same time, so it's more of the farm battle that we're looking at, right? Who can farm faster? Second turtle is up, and he's trying to go for a setup here.
Nice zone from the Abyssal Arrow. Okay, the Tsunami Slam about to come. AOG performed by FEAI. Grabbing up 2 people. Victory popped up as well. It will be Roaring securing the turtle. Going for a puncture. Grabbing the kill, as well as we're going to see a double. My goodness, 3-man down with the turtle in the hand. Sliver of HP. Look at the Uranus. He's going back. Let the Dogman.
It all fell down for Lafu X Dab. That was a perfect play from Busan. That's a 1v1 going on the backline. Shenzu versus Crisis, but Shenzu actually win it out with the Farsa. Crisis does not have enough damage to take him down, but the other fight with Zozo as well as Jeffrey being locked into that team fight, it was almost like there was no way out. The pressure already building up, and this time Lafu X Dab, they're feeling it slowly but surely. The lead that they had is suddenly into the side of Team Busan Esports. The Abyssal Arrow stucks. Will he go in? He does, but the Abyssal Trap, it takes down the shutdown in the hands of Zozo. That's a good kill. The shutdown was really important, but the AOG.
FEAI said once again engaging, one man being trapping down, and he will be taken out as well. It will be a double for none with the trade.
Yeah, 2 kills, but again another Abyssal Arrow starts. This time Raran is the target, is trying to sustain, but not for too long. Jeez, direct mid gap taking place. Summer wants to go into the turtle falling here, and FEAI is trying to run.
Feather Strike.
They are still trying to play it out, but no, Jeffrey falls. The strikes this time hit, but Summers does not want them to escape. He wants to just, cancel the recall, so he gets more time to push the turret. They want the turret for turret, but can they find it here, Ash?
Really thought he can go for the kill. Tsunami Slam, could that happen there? 3-man dropping out. Zozo falls down with the hand of art. The 2 leader clash against each other, and it will be Busan taking out Zozo.
Quick trades coming in. Blair is all by himself. There will be the knockup from Art, but he does not have the Tsunami Slam to actually following it up. The next turtle will be up. So far, it's a 1-for-1 in terms of the objective, or the neutral objective takes here. The turrets is more into the lead for Lafu X Dab. They have been able to open the mid lane. That's a very big win, but the turtle is already being shredded down, or moving really fast. Jeffrey is really far from away, but can he contest for this turtle? Doesn't seem so. Feather Airstrike down.
Nice Feather Airstrike. It was a zone, but no, what happened? Oh my goodness, Jeffrey falls down.
This is the pressure the Farsa can create, man, because the Farsa has the insane amount of range.
Art with the zone. He goes for the Tsunami Slam. Oh my goodness, 2 people. Lapu comes as well, but it will be a disengage from the side of Team Lafu Kabi. Yep.
Lafu X Dab this time, man. It's no more Lafu Kabi, they got a sponsor and they're rocking with that. At the same time, you can see even though they do not have a goal laner, that's not a goal laner, but the marksman here, they're still trying to go here.
That one first.
Yeah.
Comes up. It's just a poke. Flicker propped up. Force out the flicker.
Yeah, the conceal also used. A lot of skills actually being thrown in and out, and this will actually stop them from go for another engage. The mid lane is completely open. Lafu X Dab, they need to clear the waves out. They need to actually push the objective. They got one more turret. Not Lafu X Dab, it's Busan actually. We need to find some turrets because 2 first tiers have already fallen from the mid and the bot lane. The top one is still standing, but it's a stalemate, right? They do not have the best late game with the Lapu, not Lafu. So they need to go for a quick end, because the longer this game goes, is the better for Lafwood that they have really good scaling. Once the Selena falls off from the mid to late game, they still have Jeffrey, they still have Crisis who can deal a lot of damage, and the frontliner is looking really very tanky to take down. But again, another Abyssal Arrow. This is being a problem, right, Ash? They do not need to just go scouting around. They can just leave the trap. They get the vision.
Every time he just went for that Abyssal Arrow, it's just giving all those Jones as well as the stuns. I mean, really, this Selena is so annoying for Busan Esports at this moment. But looking the game, Senju is also giving good zone with the feather airstrike. But the thing is, I mean, it's more to the execution part of the Katot Kacha PYZ. If he can grab up 2-3 people, I believe like CC wouldn't have get banned. The CC pick would have been the best pick Team Lafu Extab could have done with that Katot Kacha, the combo curtain call and the AOG. Okay, with this, the Lord spawned here. The first Lord of the game. Any guess who will be taking it?
I still feel it's a 50-50, man. The gold is not looking too different, right? In terms of items, they should be pretty much leveled up. But it's like, who can get the play here? Conceal here. Art, let's go in.
Yeah, zoned out perfectly. Tsunami Slam comes up. Lord knockoff, feather airstrike. All the resources comes up. PYZ with the engaged 4-man knockoff AOG. Oh my goodness, he'll be grabbing a kill onto Arch as well. In the meantime, Lancelot goes in with the puncture. Secure a kill. Again, the Forster going out. It is load up play. In the meantime, direct with Direct with Gap! Zozo with the launch still, but he falls out in the hand of the Lapu Lapu!
Man, he told me yesterday he's gonna do that. He told me, and he delivered again. Price is going for a 3v1, trying to burst some summers. Can he fight last hit? Yes, he does. And he's still trying to outplay. He's out of mana. Rarin wants to go for the damage. There comes the feather airstrike is really low. Can he dash out? No more on Rose. Will send him to his grave, and that's 2 more members being taken down right after the Lord. Yes, they got the Lord, but still, can they get the Lord advantage here will be the question. Raren is there with 3 kills, but the retribution will be there, and we need to see how they'll defend this Lord here, Ash.
He was saving up his retribution for Mythic Showdown?
Maybe for M7, man. We need to watch that for. But I think he got zoned out really well because Crack was really playing it hard. The Lord is still here. They're trying to clear it out. I think it might not be that kind of blow to the turrets, right? They're still they're able to put the damage under control. So it's a good thing. Busan Esports, they can still try to recuperate from the damage that they've taken from the Lord that they lost, because it's just 11-1 Lord Ash. It does not do so much, you know. It does not make massive difference, but the difference will be there when the goal shift kindly, you know, slowly goes to the side of Lafu Extab here.
I don't know what should I say. I shouted direct mid gap, but it is direct retreat gap.
Without a retribution, that too.
Without a retribution, of course. So what a steal it was, but it's okay. Busan Esports managed to do the things. They managed to defend the Lord in the halfway. They didn't give any tier, any macro lead to the side of Lafu Extab at this moment. But what is happening? Skarm is happening. Feather airstrike coming up. 7 first popped up as well. There you go. Crash is going in. Got the art with the engage. He goes for the tsunami slam. No. They're dismantling at this point. But no, look at that happen. Uranus goes back in the sacred moment. There you go. Team Bushan managed to go back without any scratch, any casualties from their side.
Yeah, the Purify is really being the saving grace for both Crisis as well as Blair, right? Blair did face the Tsunami Slam onto his face, but he was able to immune it out with the Purify. And at this point, it will be on cooldown. It won't be available before the Lord, right? You can see 40 seconds of their Mountain Shocker for the vision, but are they planning for an engagement? The question be why they has a really good position to go there, but it's just, you know, a bit of poke damage that we're looking at. Rarin is still trying to farm. They have pretty much level 15 for both their junglers, so retribution gap will only be there with the timing. It's no more level gap that we're looking at, right? So who's gonna get it? My bet, Zozo.
Zozo? No, I believe it is Rarin this time. He might get it.
Are you sure about that? You said he's
Yeah.
waiting for.
British fighter PYZ with the AOG feather airstrike popped up. Uranus falls down in the meantime. Look at the burst coming up. Double for Senju. Can he grab up a triple at this point? No. Before that, the Law spawn in, and they're going directly into the Law. But who is hiding there? Who is hiding there? He got zoned out. Crisis.
Yeah.
He goes back. Easy Lord. Easy peasy Lord.
And they're leaving a Lord up completely, so this should be a 3 Lord for Busan. However, top lane, you can see Jeffrey is actually pushing out. There's another Abyssal Arrow connects on towards the Lapu, but they do not want to follow it up. But I think they might actually walk out with the inhibitor turret. Good macro play coming out from Jeffrey, right? He took the advantage of the Lord take from the side of Busan Esports and converted to a win for his side, and this will provide a good opening for them to actually try and go for a flank, not a flank but a backdoor here, right? A segue gateway for them out here, so they need to be careful. Busan, they have to be mindful of the map. They need to keep their eyes open, and at this point, almost 13 minutes into the game, they will find their first turret, man.
All-in shocker release for this zone at this moment. Big Lancer minions are going into the tier 2 up the top. They'll be securing it easily. Before that, a little bit of zone coming in, but still their mid turret is standing tall. Okay, falls down this
You jinxed
wave.
it, man. You jinxed it.
Okay.
But at the same time, the turret falling means it will be an equal state. However, Lafu stab, we have the advantage top lane. You look at that, right, Ash?
Yeah, do they manage to secure the inhibitor without a lot? Oh, ZZ zone with the abyssal arrow.
It's a good target, but at this point, the Selena needs to be careful. She's squishy, and if she tries to go in, she can get roasted down. There is enough lock in for them, and she does not have a purify, so there is a purple ball grand theft being happening around the map. You can see already the Lapu is getting the stun, but okay, not Lapu is actually Summers here.
Yeah.
They don't want to engage because Blair is
Going
going
in.
ahead. Okay,
There,
knock up.
yeah, the engage happening.
AOG.
PYZ, AOG, 2 people caught up. In the meantime, Ishan Chin going in with a mountain shock release. Feather strike from behind. Senju, oh my goodness Christ, this grab a kill. But there you go, Ishan Chin goes in, finds the kill on the Lance. And in the meantime, we can see that Senju running away from the situation. Can he manage to do that? Immune comes up. Ishan Chin grabbing up a shutdown with a double. Oh, Abyssal Arrow missed out. Forza, she doesn't have the skill, but she finds his way back to the safer zone.
Yeah, man, this is really being difficult for them with the turret already being open in the top lane. They have the advantage, they have the enhanced minions, so they can try and end. The timers are a little bit slow for them, but again, on the skirmish.
Nice. Oh, he missed out the mountain choker on the first with the feather strike.
Oi!
Oh, what happened? What happened? What's what he's doing? Oh my goodness! Oh, 2 kills in a way. Selena,
Blair?
mid.
There?
No, another one coming in. Blair it is. My goodness, it's happened. 3-man down. It's over.
We are seeing a 180-degree turn from the last team fight. Last time it was Lafu Stab getting the shutdown on the 3 to 4 members. This time, Busan Esports turning it around. So this is a stalemate once again, Ash. And I think the only way the equilibrium will be just changed will be through this Lord. Take 10 seconds for this Lord. No jungler available, but 5 seconds for him to be back on the map. It will be for Slayer that the difference can be there, because 5 members standing strong from Busan Esports, they will try and burst down this Lord. Whereas Lafu Stab will have to make their way for this Lord.
Lord knock up. Tsunami Slam as well. He finds his way back because of the reason he got. That's the thing. I mean, this is the concussion. He do have the revitalizing spell, but AOG PYZ, he falls to Senju in the back line, busting out of the head with a feather strike. Puncture comes in, Zozo down, Rarin it is. There you go, another puncture. Crisis dancing with the Salmon Frost. The synchro vision is happening there, but look at, is there going into the back line at this point? Lapo, Brothers Fighter comes out. 27! Uranus falls down here, and with this, the easy Lord is coming into the way for Busan Esports. Jack, look up!
Wee. Okay, there's still the zoning from Shenzhou. He does need. I think Busan Esports did not want him to go out. Bound to
Big
shot.
gun.
No, feather strike. There is the win to crown, but can he?
Bow down! Bow down to the master! Bow down to the Senju! The mid lane hero! The mid lane gap he's giving right now! Even though he went for the winter crown, he got busted down with the feather strike, that flicker play!
Oh my god, Shenzhou is so low-handedly making sure that the mid lane is under control. Not only that, the zoning capability is so in hand, so in control. Zozo's power spike has already been long gone. This is a Selena that falls off in the late game. But Shenzhou, he's scaling up, he's scaling and giving up the damage to anyone that stands in his way. And right now, it's Lafu Stab that are standing in their way. The Lord is still far from reaching the base of Lafu Stab. The minions needs to be cleared. The slow push is slowly taking place, and I feel without proper, lane syncing, Lafu Stab can actually pretty much defend this lane. But Shenzhou just picked up the Holy Crystal. The Farsa is gonna be bombarding really high damage, man. This is gonna be really interesting to see. Conceal though, Mountain Shock getting used up.
Conceal, I mean, you're going for the Conceal, and the Conceal is a mountain.
Yeah, man.
Okay, a little bit of engage
Wait,
coming up.
Rarin?
Foka, look at Rarin going in. He uses the phantom execution to goes out as well. Zaman forced out. It's just get baited. There, Lord enforcing into the top side. Will we get deleted down, easily defended up. But those chunky genius, another engage. Feather airstrike, Senju once again busting up. The way to grab popped up. He'll be securing a kill onto Zozo. In the meantime, the Hans falls down. The third catch as well. The tier falls down. 2 men down, 3 men away. The chunky beat is going to get famous fighter. 27 goals in at this point. Even the phantom execution happened. The puncture, Marlon shot down. Senju, legendary. Cheers, all the individual sports out at this moment. It's just the 3 members from Team Lafuex that managed to defend it down, but how much longer?
They can still hold on, man. With no inhibitors, it's still not a game over for them. They have the members coming back really shortly, so they still stand a chance. The game is still gonna go much longer than we are looking at, right? Almost 19 minutes into the game. Soon, the goal difference will not really stand. We are almost reaching to the point where the goal will be crossing that 60k mark, meaning that most of the heroes will lock down their core items, not only core items, the full build, and we'll soon see the items as well to see how behind they are in this game. But at the same time, Lafuex Tab, they managed to defend that Lord push, meaning that they still stand a chance. They still stand a way to actually get 2-1 score for this best of 5. But at the same time, Busan Esports, they have the advantage. They can still go for a bit longer. They can still try and turn the tides out because they still have more advantage with no inhibitors from the side of Lafuex Tab. But another engage here. PYZ is the target. Rarin wants to go in, get a bit of poke damage. There's the knockup from Art. They go for the Tsunami Slam.
Tsunami Slam happened there, and this time they'll be trapping it out easily. Oh, he managed to go back with a flicker.
Okay. But this is a big resource out. No cut, like no AOG means no ultimate, and so the Mountain Shocker. Huge resources being baited out every time Busan Esports. They're trying to look for an engage, and you have to see one thing, Ash. The cooldown from the Feather Airstrike as well as the previous fighter is really low. Even if they use it once, they can just wait for the short cooldown, and they can again try and re-engage. Yes, the Abyssal Arrows are connecting, but there is no translation. There is no way for them to actually try and change the things out.
Look at the Farsa.
Look at the Farsa's build. He's full build, and most of the items are locked in. Again, another Lord contest here should be taking place really shortly, but the Lord is really being taken really fast. Lafuex Tab, they're trying to make a way for it.
Let's see, they're going for the backline this time. Senju finds his way, goes back at this moment. Zone is too good. The C-curve is happening from the Lafuex Tab. Feather Airstrike coming in there again, chunking it out. Davis fights on immortality popped up. Simon throws as well. AOG for the save. He goes back in the safer zone at the perfect time. A lot of resources makes it down. Crisis comes out. He found the kill. But in the meantime, the third falls down. BYZ. Ravish Fighter is still chasing up there. Can he grab up a kill here? Let's see. No. He's getting trapped down there. Zaman first flicker popped up. He goes back in the safer zone. No more lot fight. Wait, look at that. He got the immortality. Phantom execution. Thundros. What the save? Nice zone. Okay, Abyssal Arrow trapped down again.
But no follow-up right at this point. But again, the HPs are really low. Summers wants to go in. 27. Can he find something? He's trying to go for a bit of zoning here because Team Lafuex Tab does not have their jungle, so there should be a Lord for the side of Busan Esports. However, they want to contest your dash.
Still, I mean, restarting the Lord, that's a good way. That's a good thing. You should wait for it.
Okay.
They have not a lot of health. What? They're Rarin goes in Phantom Execution. Feather Airstrike. Might be grabbing up the raid buff. Oh, okay. What is happening there? Yep, the minions. All the minions are there. This is the thing. I mean, all the individuals are done. So you're not Rarin. Base. Okay, Rarin. He's at a lot lesser of HP. Immortality popped up. Can he go for the puncture? Before that, he will be getting down in the hand of Ishan Shin. That is none other than Zephyr. They don't have the jungler. The Lord is standing there. They go for the Lord.
Seems hard, man. So many minions still on the sidelines. They need to clear it out. Crisis has his power spiked again. Feather Airstrike just to zone them out. Just to try to steal the purple buff here. They were trying to, deny this Harry the purple. So with the purple buff, meaning that his mana will just sustain for a bit longer. So the Lord advantage is still into the hands of Lafuex Tab. No jungle from Busan means like no retribution. Direct mid gap is actually on the side of Team for the side of Lafuex Tab. So can Shenzhou steal this Lord? Art
went for the engage. Goes in. Kidnap happens. Tsunami Slam. Ravish Fighter as well. There is 27 going in. Senju. Beautiful positioning. He's going for the Feather Airstrike. 7 force pops up as well. well. Crisis dancing there, dealing a lot of damage onto Busan Esports, but they're still sustaining it out. Easily 4 members going in for that. Senju fights again. PYZ falls down there. Execution happened. Alice falls down. Crisis it is. And in the meantime, you can see that Zephyr goes in, finds a kill. We got down as well. And what just happened?
The beast.
Everybody. Backdoor entry. Backdoor! What a way to finish up the game! Number 1 for this BO5 series!
Man, oh man, Crisis did his best, but at the end, Raran found that window to end the game. Despite getting the silver, he got the victory, the W for his team, meaning Busan Esports will lead this best of 5 series with a score of 2-1. Lovely step, they got themselves in a bad position, meaning the next match, if they lose, they will be forced down to the lower bracket. However, for Busan, they are closer to the victory. Let's see who will get the next match for their side. But with this, we will be going for a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, we will be back really quick. Hello, can you hear us guys? ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the MEX FEAI GRANDFEST 1, where it's not only about this match, it's all about so much more. And I feel you are not feeling the energy, because if you're not, we need to bring Ash TZ back, right? So he will be here again. You can feel the energy surging out of him with his electrifying casting. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the upper brackets final. It's Busan Esports versus Lafu Xtab. This is gonna be the game number 4. It's a match point for the side of Busan Esports. Lafu Xtab, they were really close from winning that game, but that one slow push with the minions and then Rarin going for the end out there really changed everything, throwing everything away from Lafu Xtab, making them more closer to actually get brought down into the lower bracket here. But again, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I will introduce you to myself. My name is Shinryu and I'm joined for Ash TZ for this game, and you are watching GRANDFEST 1, presented to you by MEX FEAI, and this is within the this is sponsored by CK Hyundai, as well as this is powered by Vista Games. So a big shout out to them, and we cannot forget our internet partner, that is Next Gen, making sure the connection stays strong and as well as fast. But with that all away, we are already into the drafting section here, Ash, right? And I feel we are seeing the same bans, nothing too different from how it was in the last game. And I feel that it can still be a very close score, right? I don't see that this can go to a 3-1 victory, if you ask me.
Might be a 3-1 victory, or might be a...
I see 5 games, man.
Yeah, 2-2. I mean, they got 1 point each because of the time being up. But right now it's Lafu Kabi in the, not in the good zone. Because Busan Esports having a leading point against them, and one more win, it will over 3-1, and it will be like Lafu Kabi will just goes into the lower bracket, and Busan Esports will be sitting in the passenger seat and will be looking who is coming to play with them.
Yep. And I think a lot of people are confused because you just saw the last game being the first game, right? The previous 2 games. Why the score stands like this is because the teams actually delayed from the timing that were given to them. Therefore, both the teams were awarded 1 point each, meaning that the third game is considered as the first game, but the points will be still 1-1 each. From here on, any victory that is there, it will be added to their side. Basically a best of 3 at this point, right? So let's see how it will be going on from here on, because Busan Esports, they're almost close, but at the same time, Lafu Xtab last time direct mid gap almost made that game towards their side, but I feel it was a bit short for them to actually just lose sight from the minion push, right? Without any inhibitors, they cannot take very long team fights, and if they just try and split those maps, it will be very difficult for them without enough number of members around the map. And I feel that forcing out those kind of plays really important. But look at that, Crisis 0, that is the Harith getting banned, man.
I mean, when you secure the tiers, when you just grab up those inhibitors, you need to know that you need to secure your base, because in the end it's the crown, it's the base which is needed the most. And if you're giving it out to them easily, then it's not so good, Shinryu. But they went for the Lord, they were visualizing the Lord, they were just zoning out at the jungle. They just forget that those minions waves are coming in and in again and again. They need to clear it out every time. That was the moment when Rarin found his way to the base and managed to hit 2-3 with the swords and done the game. I mean, it was a hell of a lot big game for both these sides. They were playing so good. The potential from both these sides was so good. But in the end, it's the base. If you're popping it up, you're the winner. So whatever, your micro, macro doesn't matter in the end. It's just that one hit to the base. And it's came up from Rarin, of course. We're talking about the ban section. It's already over. Angela, CC as well.
Because
you can see from this side that the first pick coming in, Ishan Sin. Oh my goodness, are you giving Ishan Sin to Busan Esports?
I feel like they will take advantage of the first pick this time. They want Rarin to be on his comfort pick. Last time he picked up the Lancelot, did not really perform out of his mind, but it was enough, for them to win the game. So this time they want more advantage for him to have a better comfortable game, right? They want him to be farming. They want him to be the anchor for the team, whom they can sustain or whom they can rely on for the late game. I feel that's a really good first choice, but again,
My tail's been itching for a real fight.
There is the joy that is open.
Been itching for a real
They can go for a lot of
fight.
heroes, but this time Art will not get his heroes. Even 27 minute Summers will not find the Alice. Both the heroes that they picked in the last game will be taken away, stolen by this team. So we are seeing a bit of a reverse drafting from the last game, right? The heroes completely being switched up, except It's just the team names that have been switched up so far.
Go for a Badang. Go for a Badang Busan Esports. It will be the best pick against this
We
Kalea.
should make Ash the coach for Busan
Yeah.
at this point. He's just telling them to pick the Badang, man.
Yeah, I mean, against a Kalea, it is always the Badang who can go so fine. Even they can go with the Hylos as well if they want. But the thing is, I mean, the Lancelot is banned, so there is a lot of chance that Hayabusa can come up at this moment. But no, with the Lapu Lapu once again in the hand, it will be 27. But do you think Hope will be picking up another fighter for the goal lane, or he will go with a proper marksman?
Too early. I mean, I did mention about the Grok because I feel the Grok is a really good hero to take for, it's good for in the invading for the first phase. At least in the early game, you can really put the pressure with invades. But more so ever, it's really good to protect your back. You have a lot of toolkits to actually protect your back. Like you have the wall,
Of course.
Earthen Rampart, you have the tectonic charge. There comes the Hayabusa. So even though he has the wall, he has the toolkits, but he cannot stop a Hayabusa if he goes in with the quad shadow as well as the shadow kill. It's more like an assassination. It's bound to happen unless they spread the damage with their members, right? And like you mentioned about the Lapu Lapu, it's still a flex. We don't know who is using it at this point, right? If they want, they can still pick up the Ruby if it's left open. They can go for something else if they want, but at the same time, they can just put the Lapu Lapu on the goal lane. Their choice completely, because they have a marksman, which they lacked in the last game. This time they are going with a proper front-to-back composition with the YSS being the main, like I mentioned, the main person for the late game. But I feel the early game with the front line would be really difficult to actually counter because the Alice is not really skilled in the early game, more for the mid to late game. Hayabusa needs a bit of snowball, and it's very difficult to do that in the presence of the Lapu Lapu as well as the Grok.
I told you, I mean, this Alice pick is a thing, like, they don't want to give this pick to them. They know that they grab up the Ishanshin, there is a lot more chance, I mean, 80% plus chance that they will go for a fighter fighter goal. So it's like, you know what, I feel like if you're going for a fighter goal, why not a Edit being used in MPLPH, why not in India?
Yeah, I mean, it's not only the fighters, right? You can also go for Lunox goaling.
Yeah.
That could be another option.
Yeah.
And I feel you don't necessarily need to go for the fighters. There are a lot of goal laners that are still open. There is the Rithel, there is the Granger too, as well as there is the, I don't recommend it for all the games, but I feel the Bruno as well as the Moscow can be a really good options if you want to just go for something which does really good for the late game, because I think the Moscow split push really put a lot of pressure on the map, and with the global presence from his ultimate, he can be part of the team fights as soon as he can push the fights, right? That's a very good W for them, but at the same time, you're looking at the second banning phase, Farsa being completely denied from Shenzhou. I mean, that was a given because last game he was performing out of his mind, making sure that the control from the mid lane is solely into the hands of Lafu. Not Lafu, but actually the Busan Esports. Zozo, he tried, he even stole the Lord in the first Lord fight. That gave them the advantage, but eventually they were slowly losing it once the boss fight was shifting to the side of
in my
team.
dream world. Come and
You know what, like, they are also thinking that this Lapu Lapu is going to goal because they're banning out the Uranus here, so it might be a chance that this Lapu Lapu could be the goal laner.
I'm telling you, it's a flex, right? It's still too early to judge. I feel the Lunox ban is really good given the fact I told you it can be flexed into the goal lane. Therefore, they're not taking their chances. I feel the Ruby can really be a good option for Busan Esports if they want some kind of fighter. And if Lafu X Dab, they want to get some control, they can just steal the Ruby, but do they want to risk it for that, Hayabusa's late game? Because I feel like even the Hayabusa late game can be pretty easily countered with the Winter Crown, with the mortality. So in a way, he loses his presence unless he's going for a 1v1.
Experience the euphony of
But no, they
suffering.
actually go for the Granger. Very staple pick. Like I was saying, there's a lot of gold lanes that are open that they can try and contest, but at the same time, there is the counter that's gonna be the Erythral still up and available. Busan Esports, they have a choice to make whether they want to go for a fighter, whether they want to go for a pure marksman gold laner. And I feel I see more value with a fighter at this point, if you ask me, because they have to sustain the Ruby. They need to, not the Ruby, but the Alice, because the Alice will be really disruptive into the team fight. They need to, if they want to avoid the damage from the Hayabusa, they want to group up together. That's where the Alice comes in.
Okay.
I will choose my own path.
They're going for a mid lane Kimi.
Yeah.
And the Arlot will be into the EXP. That means the Lapu Lapu is the goal. You're totally right about it from the very beginning.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something. It's no more hope. It's fate back in the lineup.
Back in the lineup, Fate
Yeah.
is going for a fighter. I mean, that guy is so good with the Moskov. He could have went for the Moskov against the Granger.
I mean, he had a lot of options, but I feel
Kadita?
No.
No.
It's a Kagura. Still a good though because he can get out of the sticky situation. Even the final slash can be pretty much immune with the second skill. But let's see how they want to go for. I feel the Lapu Lapu should be the goal in here. The Alert performs really well in the EXP. Therefore, they still have a double marksman, right? In a way, the mid lane, the Kimi is like a marksman mage. I feel it's still good hero or lineup that they're going for, but Lafu X Tap, they have a lot of angles to go for. They're really full engaged, composition that they have. You can see, right, all of the members have skills that can burst down any target that they were looking for, given the fact that they're squishy or in the early game, right? So mid to late game, they will get some tankier items. It will be difficult, but still not impossible for them to burst them down. But let's see, it's gonna be a very important game because this is the ticket to the grand finale, man. If Busan Esports wins here, they will move the grand finale. But if his team Lafu X-Tab, we are going for game number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into the lineup down for the the fourth game for this upper bracket finals taking place live from the Arteng Duama Hall from Aizawl, Mizoram. You're watching MEX FEAI GRANDFEST LAN event. So Ash, this is day number 2, right? And it's all very action-packed. We're seeing so much action at the beginning.
Yeah, they got the Kimi, so obviously they will have the early game spike in their hand. And look at that, they are giving a lot of damage to the Kagura. So from the very first, and this match is so important. I mean, we cannot say like this is just a normal match. This match will decide the fate for Lafokabi. Will they be in the grand finales or will they be in the lower bracket? I mean, this one match will decide both of the teams' fate.
Unfortunately, fate is in the side of team Busan Esports. That is the problem, right? I'm just kidding, man. But yeah, there is a fate on their side. So let's see. We are just having some technical issues, or not technical issues, but maybe some issues on the players' end. We'll try to fix it. We want them to have the best environment, best condition networks that they need to go for. So let's see how they need to go for this map. But at the same time, we need to watch how they will be playing this game because, like we are already mentioning, this is a very important game. It's a ticket to the finals, the grand finale of the LAN. So let's see how they will try and play this game out. At the same time, Ash, we did not talk much about the mid lane control here, the mid duo, right? So Kalea plus Kagura is a really good strong duo. They can easily pick anyone off, burst them down. But the Kimi can actually really poke down even this PYZ onto the Kalea. And at a way, even the Alice cannot really go so aggressive if they cannot catch the Kimi, because the Kimi can deal the continuous DPS, which will make it very difficult for the Alice to sustain those team fights.
It's like both of them, PYZ and Art, just change out their heroes. It's like Art is so good with the Kalea and the Grok is so good in the hand of PYZ.
Yep.
Yesterday we even saw how he was zoning out with the Grok. He was, I mean, if you'll just count the whole game is 16 minutes, he spent his 12 minutes in the jungle of the opponents.
Yeah.
So obviously so good with the Grok. But this time I want to see how Art will be zoning out their jungle. Because if you are hindering out their jungler, making him having a slow, farming, then you're getting the spike in the very first. So
I mean, they need to maintain the control in the jungle, because if they do so, the Hayabusa's farm will be disrupted. His rotation will be slowed down, meaning that they will not have that early ganks onto the side lanes. If that happens, they already have 2 fighters, they can sustain themselves, but it will give enough space for both Kimi as well as the YSs to farm, to get their items early on, and also maintain that lead in terms of level as well as gold, which is really important for a YSs. In early game needs to be completely flawless, because the sooner he gets his power spike, the better it is for Team Busan to actually try and end this game. However, like I mentioned, too many angles for Lafu X-Tab to actually go in from. They have so much damage and so much range that they can cover pretty easily in this game. It will be really difficult for Busan Esports to actually maintain their position, but at the same time they're also very heavy engaged. You can see, right, there's a Lapu, there's a Arlot, there's a Grok, and even Kimi with the traction pearls and can engage. And if you count the Mountain Shocker, 5 engages, bro. They're going all in.
Yeah, of course, but you need that chain C. I mean, they do have the chain CC, but they need to execute it as well. You cannot say like they had the drop, so they can be taking on the full game with the dominance. But there you go, Shinryu. We are back into the banger. The MEA x FEAI GRANDFEST Season 1, game number upper bracket finals, game number 4. And this is a very important game for Lafu Kabi because this is the do or die game for them. If they lose, they will be in the lower bracket, and Busan will be getting congratulations because they will secure the spot in the grand finals, and they'll be sitting quietly watching everybody's game and will be waiting for their opponents to come up and clash against them in a BO7 series.
Absolutely, man. And also the simultaneous matches are taking place. The gentlemen team small big, they actually lost against GAC, so GAC are moving to the next round. They will meet another team. It will be either IGN or Rohan. We'll check the bracket, of course, for that. At the same time, there's another game simultaneously happening. It's between Seoul Esports going on against Mooncred x DNS. So the games are already taking place, and we'll see how it turns out. But at the same time, there is the skirmish. You can see Summers wants to go a bit of poke damage against PYZ, lowering his HP down to just make him a bit passive for this turtle setup. But at the same time, the entire creep from both the teams might just join this fight. However, his price is really far away from this turtle take.
Oh, okay, before the turtle, they're going for engage at this point. Oh my goodness, they secure the turtle, and now 4 men trapping up. Alice finds a kill there. In the meantime, you can see that it's a kill onto the Busan Esports as well.
Yeah, but Shenzhou will take down there, and one more. Summers takes down Zozo. And that's a 3-4-2 trade just from the first turtle land. They also get the turtle, right? So for big W for Busan Esports, they are able to control the crisis, actually getting good gold shield off from that first tier down bot. It's actually able to maintain the farm despite them losing the turtle. I feel it's still a win because it's 2000 gold in, and that's the highest farm in the map across all the players that are playing, right? And he already has his big Hunter Strike, man. Just
British fighter. Oh, knockout! He's gone. The British fighter. This is what the true damage is. Just got busted down there, even though the Granger does have a lot of bling, but he couldn't manage to sustain. But now another mountain chakra release. They go for the engage at this point. Tsunami slam happened. PYZ. In the meantime, it will be falling down in the hand of the Bushan. Bushan goes in. The Grok finds a kill there. Art falls down. What a redemption for Crisis. It comes back, finds a kill onto Art. And now still the fight going on. British fighter, Slash coming in. They might be going for this engage. Quad Shadow being used. Okay, Shadow kill comes up. He finds a way for the backline. Can he go for the shuriken? No. He doesn't mind. Finds his way to knock off.
Oh, but Shenzhou will get taken down in the hands of those. The fight is not stopped. They're going in full skirmish. And again, Summers wants to go in. There is a Slash. He wants to try to find Zozo, but he does not have enough angle to go for here. At the same time, we are almost 4 minutes. The first turtle fight we saw, this fight does not stop from there. It's a full-on brawl. The next turtle will be up here, Ash, and both the teams will try to go for a setup, but the Hayabusa is not really looking too keen on contesting this turtle after the stab. They're not really even near the turtle fight. Only PYZ is there, but the main jungler is still far from away, meaning the second objective take will be given to the side of Busan because they can actually maintain the full lead here, but it's Rarin. 3 turtle here, man. They have full objective take for the first 2 on the map, but at the same time, the gold lead is not really diverting to any of the teams. Pretty much equal, just a 200 goal here and there. It's just a way that it will clear, but top lane Summers.
Oh, okay. It will be a stun from the Alice. Umbrella comes up as well. In the meantime, Kimi joining up. He'll giving a lot of the continuous burst there. Kagura. No. It will be the laner. It will be taken down.
Absolutely, man. And you can see, oh, what? Okay, it's actually Jeffrey taking the buff, man.
Yeah.
I thought Fade just stole it away. He's doing too good. And this is the time where, you see the Lapu whole lane actually working out really well. Because Granger needs to scale his, he needs to hit his skill properly because his is a projectile skill. He cannot actually hit the basic attack with his first skill, right? He needs to mark it in a single direction, and the Lapu can really reposition himself every time. But what? Jeffrey with assassination takes down Shenzhou here onto the mid lane. Quick assassination. This is the power of the Hayabusa. He's still doing good. He's 2-0-3. So that means Hayabusa does have a little bit of snowball that he can actually go and do very well. However, Rarin has already been taken down twice, and he's still able to farm the map. still, like, you know, he needs to be playing a bit more safe around the map because he is the late game carry for them. At the same time, we will be watching the skirmish in the mid lane. No, they're just trying to clear waves out, make way for the rotation to happen for the side lane. But this is a lot of information. Every time they're putting the pressure on the mid lane, Team Busan Esports, they're forced to just come and clear the waves out, right? That is giving the vision, that is giving the intel, because last time there was a Selena, this time there's no Selena from the side of Team Lafway Stab, so they need to open the vision by themselves. At the same time, Jeffrey actually forced to go back.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a second skill. He'll be taken down easily. Art it is.
And that's a really bad timing, right? The turtle will be up. He had a good bounty on towards him. It was 2-0 and 3. That's a good shutdown, but it went to the roamer, so not really too much of a word. But at the same time, he can get his item quickly. But at the same time, Zozo is actually locked in by Ard. You can see the annoying figure he is in the map. At the same time, turtle number 3, he's like, again, Busan Esports can get it for free here. There's no contest. So this means the top lane can get pushed by Crisis. He's all alone on the top lane, but Summers will actually go in. Can he find a kill here, Ash?
I don't think so, no. He's giving a lot of damage. Flicker popped up. He goes back easily. In the meantime, he got a follow-up as well. But doesn't matter. Like, look at Crisis, what he's doing. He's grabbing up the macro. Did he got the kill? Yeah, he will be getting the kill. It will be Senju, guys, with the Kimi. I mean, this is so good, even though they're not with an utility jungler. They're playing with the assassin mobility one. But still, they're finding so much good synergy with the skimming around them. Oh, Sonata coming in. A little bit up zone onto the lot 27. It's going back, though.
Yeah, man. I feel they're really pressurizing the skills out of Lafway Stab. Every time they have to force their spell, they have to force their skills to just get out from the harm sphere.
Mountain Shocker.
The Mountain Shocker. There's also Art in zone, but Fashion Pulse connect.
Okay, the heavy charge as well. In the meantime, Arla's final slash comes up. Senju falls down. Look at that. They'll be taking 2 kills here. Alice goes back at this moment with the Kagura. Zozo finding a kill there. In the meantime, Christ is still doing the split pushing.
He needs to do that, and he needs to find farm in the map because he knows he cannot do much in the early game. That is the thing, right? He needs to find his perfect balance, like perfect timing for him to be viable. Last game we saw he was able to do a lot with the Harith, but this time Stranger a little bit items, at least 2 or 3 items to actually be viable. And if he has 4 items, good, well and good. But this time he just have 2 items, right? He does have a Sky Piercer, but there's no stack onto it. So he needs to find some kills. So he needs to be available for when the team takes his skirmish. But so far, they're not getting too much of a victory. The score is 10-9, but Crisis just have 1 kill onto his name. There's no another, there's no assist. But with the assist, he does not get the stack. So he needs to get the kill. Therefore, he needs to be part of the journey, part of the team fight. But at the same time, you can see the itemization of the teams, right? IS is already locked in 2 items. So does, Harith, that is not the Harith, but the Hayabusa Jeffrey also has 2 items, waiting for his 3rd item here. And even the EXP laner as well, the gold laner, they're doing pretty good. The mid lane, 1 items in, but Shenzhou has the Sky Piercer, meaning that he can get more stacks on towards it and go for a snowball. But this time, they are also giving up the Lord. I don't know what is last
wow, my goodness.
But they take down the gold laner, that is Fate, but is it a worthy take? What? Can you give more advantage? Yes, you got 1 more kill. You might find a turret down bot, but I feel you should not be handing the free objectives into the side of Busan Esports like that.
It's actually not a proper goal laner even. He's just a fighter, sustained one. So you know what I feel like, Shinryu. At this point, even though Crisis is grabbing off a lot of macro, the main lead of the macro is still in the hand of Busan Esports. They finally found out a tier 1 in the mid. Enlarging the jungle person for them, and now the frequency fight, if you will actually see, is happening at the purple buff or at the lava golem. This is the L2 and the C2 bush. So obviously, if you're actually inspecting it, actually seeing it, is a greater trade from Busan Esports. They got the lot, they got all the neutral objectives. It's like the more like objective sequence play Team Busan are producing at this moment. And another one, see the loss coming in. Tsunami slam happened there, they took him up, but the skidnap will not much because the heavy charge comes up at this moment, the wild charge. And in the meantime, a knockoff happened, the tier 2. All this macro lead you had, it's just got settled down with the 1 lot.
Yeah, the Lord has not even hit the base of Team Lafway Step, so they need to clear it out. It's at a full HP, and even now they can actually sing the waves. The waves are still crashing in the second tier on the mid lane. Should be falling off hard with the wall, trying to just force the, round. It's still a long way to go. The Lord will get cleared. although they will lose the holy defense from the bot. It's just a 1 minute more, right? The mid lane one will also be for after 12 minutes, so
Indeed.
we'll go. But the main factor out here will be the economy shift out here. You can see, right, the gold shift from the side of from Lapway Stab going to the side of the yes, this will change a lot of the things because their draft is a very scaling one. Lapway Stab, they also have a scaling draft, but the thing is, they are not finding the angle here. You can see Fade again going in.
A little bit overextension happened there. Mountain Shocker released as well as Tsunami Slam happened. In the meantime, Tectonic Charge comes up. The minions are still there in the tier. Quad Shadow falls off. He's going for a Ogi Shadow kill. Might be taking a kill there. No, this engage happens. Allah still being trapped up. As well as look at that. It is time for overextension for the Alice, but do have the blink. He goes back. As I told you, Allah got trapped down. 27.
I mean, he was trying his best. But he bought enough time for the rest of the crew to actually go back. Yes, Blair the Dogman was trying to chase them down, but he was not having enough, chase abilities to go back in because his flicker was in cooldown, meaning that he cannot actually dash in again. His first kill can only travel the minimum distance, after which he has to walk in. And like I mentioned, Shenzu can hit and run while he can, just lower the HP down from Alice. So doing all of that is really important, but again, Jeffries has a very good positioning. If he can find someone, he can actually take him down. But you can see Art trying to open up the map. Jeffries trying to recall, but he's actually letting go of the assassination of opportunity that he had, meaning that they want to just play it safe, wait for the Lord to spawn in and go for a full fight, because this time they have not lost the inhibitor turret. The holy defense has been taken down. So they actually have a really good chance. Conceal play though, Mountain Shocker being used.
You have a lead with you, and oh no, the engage happening. Tectonic Charge comes up, Mountain Shocker as well. 4-man engage it is. Lapu goes in, finds a kill onto Kagura. In the meantime, Kalia as well. He will be taking out, but Crisis falls down, and the Dogi Shadow kill comes up. Still the Kimi working. The Kimi takes out Alice there. Blade the Dogman falls down. In the meantime, they're going inside the individual. They'll be taking out the fourth member. It will be an official wipeout for Team Lapu X.
Yeah, Lapu X Stab. They are losing all their members. 4 seconds away for Zozo, but does it really matter? The minions are there, but oh, nice timing for the minions to march in. She can actually use the Yin Yang overturn to actually clear it out. This should be more time for them to actually defend the space. Yes, the rest of the team will be back. Botlane first year turret, not the first year, but the inhibitor will be falling, opening up the map much more. I think it's still enough time for them to try and contest for this Lord. If Busan Esports try to go and take it, can they reach there on time? Jeffrey will be back in 1 second, but I feel 2 marksmen means that they can easily push down this Lord. Look at that, man. They have already taken it there. No way for Lapu Stab to contest for this at all.
I told you, like they were waiting for that fight only. When they know the Lord is coming up, if we can actually take a chance, if we can actually bait this thing, they went for it, Shinju. They went for the 5-man official wipeout, and then I mean, if you're 2 things are there, either you go for the base or you go for the Lord. So they went for the base, but those at that perfect moment the waves come up. So they decided the best thing to just back off and take up the Lord, and we'll come with the Lord because we have the greater lead at this moment. We do have the greater lead in the macro as well as into the macro. There's only 1 tier standing tall at the top side. But the Lord is coming into the midway, and they don't have anything in the mid. So the jungle area is still enlarged.
It is enlarged. There's a lot of space again on the conceal play here. Fade actually gets taken down by D by this time, but they have used a lot of utility. Final slash, no.
Tectonic Charge, 2-man knockoff happened there inside the inhibitor. Inhibitor falls down as well. In the meantime, Ishan Warren goes in. He's dealing a lot of damage. Immortality popped up. Lost still standing in the hallway. They need to lock down the base. Can they do it? Can they do it? Let's see what's happening. Team Lapu X are right now defending up the lock. Let's see the quad shadow popped up. Oh no! Kagura falls down. Tsunami Slam happened. Ishan with the immune. 5 kill as well. And with this, Team Busan Esports going into the grand finale of MEA FEAI GRANDFEST Season 1. They are selecting their ticket, and there will be more 7 teams will be finding their way onto that 1 slot left. Which will be Shinryu?
Still too early, man. Still too early, but what a game. Busan Esports did it. They did it best, and they did it clear. 3-1 this is the score, and they are finding the ticket, confirming their slot in the LAN grand finale. MEX FEAI will see them and you all will be seeing them at the same time. But what a game it was. Lafu, X-Dap, they were having a tough time, man. They tried a lot of things, but I feel Crisis was having a really hard time with 27, continuously marking him down, not really giving so much space. So this will force them to go into the lower brackets to still find another chance. They are not out yet. They have another chance. There are 7 more teams. Actually, there are 6 more teams, Ash, with already GAC being out, and I think there will be one more team going out. It will be either Soul Esports or DNS, whichever one it will be. They will face 4 more members. I mean, there are like 6 more teams. Not 6 actually. It's 5 teams. 5 more teams at this point. So 5 more teams. They still are in this tournament. So it's a tough one.
In the end, I will tell congratulations to Busan Esports for becoming the first finalist of GRANDFEST Season 1. I will be waiting for the second team to join up as well. But before that, we'll be taking a short break. And we'll be coming soon with another game.
Yes, don't forget to stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a jiffy that will be back in. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to be going back into these intense matches. Of course, right after the game between Busan and Lafukabi, we just... No, the previous one, the Busan and Lafukabi that we just had. Right now, we're going to be proceeding with the next match, which is going to be between two of the Mizo teams here. One of them being the powerhouse itself and the other one being, well, you already know them. It's GAC Esports versus MEA x Zo Hunt, and this is obviously, ladies and gentlemen, GRANDFEST 1 by MEA itself, with of course FEAI, and we have to thank our sponsor CK Hyundai for making it possible in collaboration with Don Tise Esports as well, right? But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Ray, back again with you, and joining me is going to be my brother Ash DZ himself. So Ash, why are you silent? Of course. or is it because you haven't had enough water? You know, you should be hydrated because the heat can be really bad. But you know, the best thing, we have a hydration partner, which is of course in me, and they have provided us free drinks, multiple of them. I really love all the flavors. I'm gonna be leaning towards the peach one. So what's yours?
I'll be saying the pitch one as well, but
hey, not to say. Go for this one, blueberry.
Blueberry, okay, blueberry. But hello guys, it's your boy STZ in the casting deck with Ray, sharing the stage and sharing the game as well to all of you. Zohunt, the Mizo powerhouse, going against another Mizo powerhouse, that is GAC. We already saw the game yesterday, what happened between two teams when they clashed with each other. But right now, another one coming in, and this one will be the last one for one side and will be the continue of this tournament for another side, because you know what, whoever will be losing this game will be going into the, will not be going into anywhere. They will be getting knocked out from the tournament, and whoever winning this game will be going into the next round. They'll be playing the lower bracket, but in the next round,
obviously. And we're wishing the best. Of course, it's really nice that it's kind of faded, I guess, for the Mizo teams to meet each other. But at the same time, you know, I just want to mention one player from the side of GAC. Jokwa was it? This guy. Apparently, he's a mid laner. I thought he's an Aldos main with how much he was punching that arcade machine itself, right? He was scoring close to 825, which is so close to the grand prize, right? And you might be confused what I'm talking about, because of course we're at the Ardeng Town Hall and there are arcade machines, and one of the favorites right now is that punching one, because I guess after losing a game there's nothing better you want than to punch something really hard and get rewarded for it, right Ash?
of course. And this is the Ishanshin ban coming out from the side of GAC. They don't want to give that Ishanshin to Zohan's jungler Dusty, of course, because you know this Ishanshin pick is so much in this land. So far, whichever team is winning, they're having this Ishanshin into the jungle side. Well, maybe it is Raren, maybe it is Zephyr, maybe it is Dusty Mizo, maybe it is Respect, doesn't matter. All these players are going into that Ishanshin pick, and Viva La Revolution is also so good with this Ishanshin. So, but this time the first pick goes to Zohan. Therefore, they just managed to ban it out before Zohan can grab it up. Angela as well, Gatotkacha, Hayabusa, CC getting banned from the side of Zohan. You know, this Hayabusa ban might be a thing that Zohan really wanted to pick that Ishanshin. So very nice study has been done by GAC against Zohan. Very nice drop being planned off against Zohan. The coach of GAC must be happy that with this ban. But last ban coming in, will it be a 1-1?
No, it is the Baksha itself, and that does leave out the Zushin, but I'm not sure if this Mizo teams, they favor the Zushin pick a lot, because, well, oh no, they do absolutely, because you know, I just remembered they have a player, of course, who would love to use the Zushin. So let's see if they of course pick it up, and yes, they do. I just remembered, okay, he does play the Zushin, and I'm really happy that Simple has picked up the Zushin. You know, I can just feel her coming, you know, right from a mile away. I can sense it, because of course I will have to print a whole poster for her because there's something amazing here, of course, which is our partner Click Print Studio, who has not just given us, of course, such great t-shirts. I
I think you can already see it on our Instagram handles, and of course at the camera that we have showed at the venue, our t-shirts, right? That the Click Print Studio is here to click anything you want. Just click it, print it, they will get it done. But with it, of course, I can stop with the Zushin glazing. And right now, Ash can start on who? Choose one. Which marksman?
I mean, this is 1-1. I'll be choosing with the 1-1. Granger against a 1-1. No, bro. Never. It is 1-1 always. But talking about this Bakshia ban, I was hoping for the 1-1. You just gave 2 big trays to them, even though you're having the Lancelot, one of the S tier jungler. What are you doing, Ray? What are you doing? It's okay. We can't show what he's doing right now, guys.
What
it's fine.
I'm just touching Zushin.
It's okay. Jushin being there in the mid. They have a 1-1 and they're going for Alice. Every meta is in their hand. Winning lane, goal lane. They have a Jushin who is right now in the meta. Alice, the revamped one, is also a winning lane for the EXP. She can go and give that cut in the lane in the first and second tier, in between the first and second tier. So now who will be coming against this Alice? Will it be a Lapu? No, they're going for the Reason God, Uranus, Granger, Lancelot. Okay, GSC are going for good picks, but these bans might be affecting them because they just throw out 3 big picks to the side of Zohunt.
Absolutely, because I don't really exactly know. Okay, because look at that. First of all, they gave away the Zushin. Thank you, GSC, for letting them play the Zushin, but the main reason is they gave away the 1-1, which is one of the hardest marksmen to catch in the later phases. We just saw it yesterday on the hands of Crisis itself. So they're taking a massive risk here, but at the same time, you know, what is it again? They go for Uranus itself. I get it, you wanna out-sustain the Alice, but is it worth it? Because you just mentioned a great pick, which is the Lapu. They could have went in for disengages with the Flicker Bravest Fighter, but right now, Uranus is just a punching bag itself, right? All he does is take the damage and dish out the damage. He cannot provide any set to his team, Ash.
I might feel like Kadita will be the best choice against the Jushin after the ban of the Fursa. They can come on the Kimi.
If they ban it first.
Yeah, they can ban the Kimi as well as the Kadita, but you're banning out the Joy. Dusty Mizo is playing there. The Fedrin is open. How can he ban the Joy, bro? He can go with the Fedrin pick here because they got the Kimi. I mean, they got the Jushin. Oh no, they're going with the Matilda ban. This is good.
You know?
I mean, they're prepared for it. If they were going for the Fedrin, they could have gone for the Matilda roam. Family Problem is so good with the Matilda.
Yep,
so they banned out the
best.
Matilda so that the Fedrin will have a little bit of hindrance. I mean, will not have any support because Angela is already banned. So it's like, I mean, will Family Problem goes... okay, wait. One thing is open at this point, but the first pick goes to GSC. I believe, like, you know, what will be the best 2 picks for Zohunt here? It will be a Kalea, Region plus CC, and a Fedrin. Fedrin needs a heal. Kalea is there to provide it. Jushin is there. No counter for Fedrin from their side as well. Do you think Lancelot will be countering it even though he's having a brute force? Queen Wings, even he's building a utility build, still he can't go for the chunky daddy.
Yeah, chunky. Only you can say that phrase without, you know, with a straight face. But, you know, jokes aside, the thing that I really wanted to mention it again is that they banned the Joy because they don't have any crowd control to stop a, you know, nimble assassin like the Joy itself. So I understand that ban, but just like you were mentioning, the Fredrin has been left out open, and Dusty Mizo, you know, he can eat MOBA Zane for breakfast 3 times. He's mentioned me before many months ago, right? So I think that Fredrin pick will be really spicy and really great as well on his hand, and it will be, well, it is a great pick for the amount of crowd control, the amount of sustain you can provide, but at the same time it is quite okay. This is a surprise from the hands of GAC Esports. Jokwa here right now going for the Vampire, wants to, you know, equalize it with the Vampire versus Vampire matchup. One is a full burst, so not enough crowd control still. So the last pick will determine if they will have any crowd control, or else this is just 4 pure burst heroes that will scale into the late game only, and Zohunt right now can prioritize on it. And just like you said, Kalea and Fredrin might show up any second.
Jokwa going for that Sicilian. I mean, a very old meta pick. You ever seen that? Nowadays we don't see a Sicilian coming against the Jushin.
Yeah, very
I mean,
rare.
Jushin stayed in the meta, but this guy just vanished away. 2 seasons before he was in the meta scene, but now he's not in there. But in the late game, he's still the mid lane Aldos. I always say this. So you even refer Zokwa. As
Look at that. Family problem. Oh my god.
Okay, he's going with the Cho. This is so good. I mean, I've been feeling like I'm casting MPL, MY Malaysia might be Cho Rome and the Suyu coming into the jungle against the Lancelot. Okay, I was hoping for a Fedrin though. With Suyu with the Alice, the
Fight for
combo
the
is so good.
ultimate answer.
I mean, maybe not. Okay. The last pick here,
Fight.
it will
Fight
be
for
a
the
Rome.
ultimate
Oh
answer.
my goodness, what is happening? They won the
crowd control.
invasion. They
There's no
won the
crowd
crowd.
control.
Yeah, they don't have the crowd control, but they have the invasion. Actually, this Hilda can provide the early game invasion to, as well as the zone, proper zone. She got the mobility. So it's a good lineup being done by GSE as well.
I'm just really confused. Like, I think, are they expecting that raw damage is going to be stopping, you know, these heroes? Half of them have enough blinks to just get out of all the damage that they're trying to initiate. 1-1 is one of those marksmen that can easily flank due to her jumping capabilities with the passive, and of course crossbow of Tang, who is supposed to tank it, because Hilda, she's not the tankiest, neither is a Uranus. His main thing is about regeneration, and well, there is of course the anti-heal always into the hands. But anyways, we can talk about it later. As ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the GRANDFEST 1. This is the lower brackets and it's a best of 3 series. It's gonna be between Zohan x MEA and GAC Esports, and with it, Zohan is looking pretty dire. It's a best of 3 and they're 1 point behind. If they do not get this win, it's a sweep for the side of GAC. It's a sweep. It's a sweep. It's a best of 3 series, and right now Family Problem pulling it up with a Chow. It's going to be interesting. They did not go for the safe option. They went in for the aggressive as well. So of course myself, I'm Ray, your caster, right from the Ardeng Tama Hall, and I'm joined by my
Lava
bro,
Golem.
Ash.
Lava Golem is getting stolen away from the hand of Zohan at this moment. As you mentioned, 1 point behind. It's because of the time gap they did. It's because of the rule violation they did. Therefore, I always say that discipline is the key to success. Discipline is the key to esports as well. You need that 3 Ds in yourself: dedication, discipline, and you always know domination as well. Because aggression is also needed in each and every sports scene. But now, as you can see in the EXP, a little bit of skirmish going on, a poke strategy going on. In the meantime, Sanguine Claws comes up. Jushin with the lantern. Flicker, baited the flicker so early, before the turtle fight.
Yep, have to, because his positioning was kind of off. He was right between 2 of the turrets, and in that position you're basically kind of dead. Had to use the flicker to get out of it, and right now the first blood will most likely only show up during that turtle fight. But maybe considering these 2 teams, well, they would have the discipline in the game itself. And with it, Turtle's coming on in 10 seconds, and with it, Lancelot does have the retribution, and so does the Suyo. Suyo though wins it out because of the Soul Sever plus retribution combo, because it's basically mini Balmon ultimate.
Hey,
That
hey,
was
hey,
what's
hey,
happening.
hey, another. Oh!
Crazy stuff, right? Your voice is strong enough to make my phone afloat. But jokes aside though, oh look at that, Ash.
Okay, this time the storm is happening there. Jushin goes in with the Crimson Bacon, giving a little bit of crowd control before the turtle can grab up. It's engaged from the side of team GAC as well. The grabbing of the turtle, they're knocking him up. The first blood come for the Zohan here. In the meantime, we can see the Lancy goes in with the puncture, finds a kill onto the Dusty Miso. Oh my goodness, level of HP. Can it be the second one? Yep, Uranus falls down here in the hand of the Family Problem. 2-man down with the turtle on, but still Dusty falls down first, so they might not be taking out the turtle here.
Yeah, and with it, we are getting a look into the itemization. Most of them have not prioritized the boots except for the Chow itself for a little bit of that crowd call reduction. But look at that, there is an engage popping in. They might go in for another one, but this turtle, I feel like it's just gonna go into their hands. But Davey, what is that happening?
Evil Quiller coming in once again.
Nothing
3-member. Okay, they disengage at this point. They got turtle, so no need to fight. You
No
need to
need to
play a
fight.
little bit safe. You can again go for the skirmish during the another neutral objective time, because objective sequence play is very much safe. You get the gold, you get the micro. That's it. What else you need in the early phase?
They just got, I think if Zohan just plays the objective gameplay right now, because they do have the Suyo, one of the strongest securers in the game, but of course he's against Mark on a Lancelot. The Lancelot also one of the best dealers of objectives in the game itself of the MOBA 5v5. So it's going to be looking interesting who gets the later on objectives. This one they could not contest it, but Dewi, he gets a kick. That might be a solo kill happening. But let's see, do they go for more? I don't think so. They will just go back. And right now, Alice, does she want to engage?
Charge. That charge was so good with that Suyu, but it is like, I mean, they are literally playing very safe. Phantom execution for what? For nothing. For he just wants to go a little bit faster into the jungle.
Faster, but what is that does?
But what is happening? A little bit of Shunpo happening there at the top lane by Family Problem is giving a little bit of hard save to the goal laner of GAC. But in the meantime, the Suyu, I mean, you know, it's not in the meta, but still, if you get the early snowball with the Suyu, he's so good, guy. He's so good. He can easily manipulate the whole game for the side of Zohan.
Absolutely, because you know, Suyo, his presence kind of went down after the fact that he had that damage reduction nerf for the magic scaling, you know, magic based heroes. But he's still good at his physical ones. He still has enough soaking to handle the damage from Duz as well as Mark on this Granger and Lancelot. So because of that, I do think they haven't really lost out much just yet. But there we go, second turtle popping in any second right now, and with it, an engage might be showing up because all of them are in a great position. Zushin coming in from behind might be an engage coming in here. Look at that, Ash.
Okay, the turtle dance, but before that, it's a beautiful ruin comes up by the Alice. Sicilian got down, turtle secured by Sohan. Dusty moves away the retreat. 1-1 points a tier as well, but in the meantime, it will be, oh my goodness, it is happening there at the jungle area. The 4-man trapping up. Hilda comes up, forced down as well. Crimson Bacon, a little bit of lantern goes in there. Uranus, he's a reason god. He can find his way back to the safer zone, but the trade still in the hand of Zohunt.
And with it, they come in with a list, basically a close to a 4 deficit, right, for the side of GAC Esports. And because of that, right now they're already 3,000 gold behind under 6 minutes, which is not looking good. They also get the turret on top, and because of that, a little bit of macro was lost out from their favor. Zohunt is dominating in every kind of fashion, but look at that, Family Problem.
Bad fist coming in, a little bit of lantern pool happened. There you go, it will be done. Oh my goodness, Saktia with the Alice. Beautiful execution.
But they retreat. GC gets out of there. And Warwick secured for Mark right now, so he's going to be getting a little bit of that scaling, right? And I think since the map control is going to be really important, I do think they should manage their waves a little bit better. But okay, let's look at the itemization. 1-1, already 2 items in. Granger though, only 1, but into the bottom lane, Saktia providing that zone out. They get the turret.
They get the turret. Yep, they get the turret there. The tier falls down here, as well as you can see that. I mean, this is so good. Everything you're just prioritizing for yourself, Ray, and this is so good. I mean, the execution part, if you'll actually see.
Top lane, up top.
Yeah.
1v1 is that?
1v1, 2 junglers fighting. No, they should not fight.
But what?
Oh, crossbow tag.
They
Granger falls down, a little bit of lantern pull happening. Oh my goodness, another kill will be coming out. Saktia, 2-man down, turtle on, Zohan grabbing up for free at this point, uncontested. Sanquil Cross coming up, Bad Fist as well, a little bit of zone from the Zokua here, but he will be getting trapped down because Shushin is giving zone as well. Okay, he doesn't have mana. Lantern pull, once again, Ruin comes up, Sanquil Claws as well, but Reason God finds his way back to the good, safe.
No mana.
Yeah.
Jokwa, no mana, but he is able to go back right on time, but with a heavy price of the flicker. Family Problems right now back on the base, and again, the junglers keep on trying to beef. Mark wants to retreat, but he does immune that out. He wants to go for that 1 versus 1, but it's about to be turning to a 1 versus 3, and Mark gets punished and taken down. You're playing with fire for a little bit too long, and Dusty Major just called the extinguisher for you instead. And the score right now sits at 10-2 under 8 minutes with a goal lead of 6,000. 4 turrets advantage into the side of Zohunt x MEA, and because of that, they have the macro, they have everything that they need. The objective gameplay is to the finest. They will get this tier 2 down up top far left lane as well. And with it, the side of JC looking a little bit tired, but look at that. Alice doesn't want to go away.
Score miss once again. Rinse comes up from Alice. 4-man knock off. Lantern. Crimson Lantern. Beautiful Jushin. 1 man down. 4 men going back this point, but it's a good trade. Look at that bat fist. Sanguine Claws. Rhapsody. 3-1. Oh my goodness. It will be the Rangers securing the kill there. Death Sonata coming up. Sliver of HP. Can he grab up another one? No. He managed to go back in the beautiful timing.
They retreat right now, but no, they didn't retreat. They had an idea.
Way of Dragon! Way of Dragon family problem with execution! GG crowd control, GG joining, ZG with this gameplay. Puncture comes up, there you go. We will have Revolution going in. But he goes out as well, without any kills.
Yep, no kills so far, but that kick was really brilliant from the hands of Family Problem, right? One of the best pickup players in all of subcontinent of India region, right? Because we've seen him on Jawhead, we've seen him on Matunda. Yes, I know Matunda, not many people call her to pick off, but hey, she has a single target also, maybe I'll consider it. So because of that right now, he's sitting at a 307 on a roam. Really great job, right? But anyways, that's a chow, right? It is warranted. But 13-3 score, a massive 8,000 goal lead. Okay, let's look at the itemization right there. 1-1 is about to get but do they want to go in? I don't think they should right now. They should just wait. Look at Granger. He's only about to get the 3rd item recipe, while 1-1 is at the 4th, almost done. 7.6 versus 6,000, but yet 1-1 makes it look like it's a massive lead. That is just the power of Prime, who's on his prime time.
I mean, great. Whenever you lose the first game, it's not the lose, it's like the 1 point being given to GAC because Zone got late. So still they have no pressure in their mind. They're playing so freely. They got the show. Family Problem execution is so good. He's just going in. Way of Dragon coming up, and they will be grabbing up the mid laner or maybe the goal laner as well. Oh, Evil Quiller. He little bit got deflected with the help of the Sanguine Claws. GAC still trying their best, but the Holy Blessing popped up. Lost going in to the mid side. There you go. They're defending it up at any cost at this moment.
Good defense. They were not.
Hey, Evil Quiller.
Yeah, they did not lose a single inhibitor. There was a little bit of damage done on the mid lane part, but other than that, they're okay. Conceal play. The minions are popping in. Do they want to go? Family Problem. Look at him.
He goes inside the tier. He finds a Way of Dragon, and in the meantime, Suyu goes for the finishing. Jushin with the crouch control. 2-man down. Crossbow tag inside the base. Uranus falls down. 3-man down at this moment. Gears as well. 4th will be coming up. It will be an official wipe off. The Granger's trying his best to defend it out, but can he do it? I don't think so. He's getting trapped down by the Miso powerhouse, and it will be a 1-for-1 in the BO3 series. Team Zohan going to play the 3rd game, the Heaven's Call, the decider game at MEX FEAI, because this game will decide their knockout or their advance to the next stage of lower bracket.
This match, and look at that. Who will be more happier than the husband itself, right? Zushin getting their MVP. This is what I've been telling to all the teams in the LAN event, guys. Just pick up the Zushin and you win it, right? You just win it, and because of that, I think we're going to be going for it. Of course, this is going to be the game 3 of the best of 3 series, and with it, I think we're just going to jump straight into the draft itself, because, well, we don't want the audience to wait, right? Because this is a match that all the Meso audience right here at Ardang Tomahall are looking forward to. They're at the stage, they're at the venue, and of course, we are here for the game itself. So, if we are not delaying anything, I guess, okay, we're going to be taking a short 2-minute break so they can, hydrate themselves with their hydration partner in me, and we'll be right back with the game number 3. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned, 2 minutes. 5 minutes to 5 failures out of 10. Okay? Keep it at 5. 5 minutes के बाद हाँ it was good. दो चीज़ें first of all 5 minutes के पहले keep it at 5. Then 5 minutes के बाद turn it into 6, 7. Then 12 minutes के बाद obviously 12 मिनट हो जाएगा और 12 मिनट के बाद we start going at 8 and ending पे 10 डाल देना. Okay? समझ गया? थोड़ा रिलीज मार देना क्योंकि जोहन है ना we want to emphasize because after all this is their home place, right? We want to obviously appreciate them. And yeah, give the it's okay. Unleash your energy on this one, okay? But at the end, and wait this month, so after you finish in such a high place, you go down. Don't go down. Let me continue. I'll continue where you left. Okay. From 10 pace and then pull it and they're done with it. You go both in the place. So like you do the 10, then I'll do the 9, 8, 7, then okay, but you can start with the 3 again. Just leave it there.
Yes, yeah, I'm ready.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going back straight into the third game of this best of 3 series between none other than GAC Esports and MEA x Zohunt. Both of the teams are on that equal pace right now, 1-1, because the 1-1 was present in the last game, right? So because of it, we're going to be seeing who stays in this lower brackets and who will stay home right now. And because of that, let's just of course dive in back at GRANDFEST 1 by MEA x FEAI. And this is going to be a crucial match because both of these teams, they're right at the home place, right? This is their turf. Both of these teams, one of them being the MEA powerhouse Zohunt itself, and other being the challenger GAC Esports that made it to the top 8 at the LAN event itself at Ardeng Thoma Hall. So of course we have been looking forward to this matchup because we know this was fated eventually, and there we go. And with it, of course, your casters are back again, myself Ray, and I'm joined by none other than my brother
STZ, of course, guys. I'm here back into the banger once again. It's your boy STZ. You can hear my voice and my energy can speak you out that why I'm so much excited, because this is, you know what, I mean, 2 Mizo teams playing against each other, and one team will be getting knocked out, and the points are 1-1. Even though GAC got 1 point for free because of the Zohunt's coming late, doesn't matter. Zohunt are just preparing for the 2-1 here. The way they dominate the whole gameplay, the way the Cho was zoning out the situation, going inside with the Sunpo, picking out the mid laner, picking out the back liner, and then going for the Way of Dragon. Everything was so sorted, everything was so perfect, and the KO was really the KO for GAC here. But this time, if they are picking out another time this Chow, they will literally KO them from the land.
Absolutely.
GAC, you need to bring it up. You need to bring it on to be in this land. Otherwise, it will be the Mizo powerhouse, the official Mizo powerhouse, Team MEA x Zohunt.
Absolutely, and with it, we're almost done with the bans. The last one would be coming in from Zohunt right now. They might just try to prefer to maybe mark down Mark itself. Maybe his hero pool just ban out that Lancelot, or maybe they can, even though yes, the Lancelot was not an issue, doesn't mean it might not be an issue in the second match itself, because he's still one of the strongest junglers, S tier, right, along with the Yishin Shin. So because of that, I think they might go for that, or maybe they can try to go for, do they want to target Jokwa? I don't think so. They might just go for it's actually surprising that GAC Esports did not target anything by family farm just yet. But hey, I guess they're gonna be waiting for that. And the ban. Oh, I was right. The Mark's hero, Lancelot, and with it. If the bans are done, both of them have a little bit of a mix of utility as well as assassins on their ban list. And the first pick is most likely going to be, you know, okay, no, it is the Yushin itself, another S tier jungler. And
Double S.
Double S. One person disagreed, that's why I removed one S. Of course, I have to respect his wish the most, isn't it?
Of course, it's a double S tier, the only double S tier we have right now. And talking about, I mean, we just gave out that Ishan Shin to their side. Last time, it was like in the ban phase, it was in the ban section. But this time the Lancelot is banned too, but what about...
Oh my god, it's done again. The score is 1-1 and there is a 1-1 into the hand of Prime.
Prime is going for the 1-1. I really want to know what is Sim.
What is their counter?
No, I don't care about the counter. I just want to know what is Simple going to pick here. Is it the EXP combo coming in the first picking phase? Is it a Lapu Lapu who will be entering into the hand of Simple? Let's see, guys. No need of Lapu Lapu when the bloody vampire is still standing out there. Alice, it is Ray. Alice, no counter right now. Winning lane, perfect winning lane. Do you think you should go with a glue because he can blink you out easily? You can't go with a glue.
I would go glue.
So once again, you're preparing for the Uranus, the reason god. You just got chunked down in the previous match.
No Uranus. Highly suggest going for, you know, what be the craziest pick right here? The craziest, the most insane. Just go for Belleric. Insanely, I know, out of the table, but it will work. You can trust me on that one. But jokes aside, GAC right now, they instead go for, okay, that's a good one. That's the Gadot Kacha itself. And immediately locking in on that Lunox. I get he has the brilliance for that winter, you know, free winter crown. Get that immunity for the 2 seconds, but it's gonna be enough though, because, well, you still have to walk around on that form. You are not dashing it away. So because of that, I do think the Lunox has to play the best Joqua right now. I know you landed a really strong punch, but look at that. Dusty gets his joy this time around. And GAC, you better prepare yourself to obviously handle this dancing. What is that term again? You know, like little cat. I forgot that term. Anyways, Joy popping in from the hands of Dusty Mizo. This is 100% Saktia because Alice is not good in the mid lane because they're going to be choosing something else. So Saktia again and again pulling up that Alice. And you know, this is why I love LAN events, because we've been seeing a lot of tournaments recently, okay? Alice was not picked that much, but in this LAN event itself, I've been seeing so many Alice. It really warms my heart. Like, it really makes me feel good about it. So Ash, of course, right now, the bans are going to be coming in for the second phase. Do you have any guesses? Immediately someone smelled that Lapu Lapu. Even if they can't hear us, they can feel your vibe, man.
Of course, I mean, Lapu Lapu is really, I mean, the engager type of hero. The cooldown onto the bravest fighter is so less, and it's really having a lot of crowd control as well. It can give you the stun, it can go for the beautiful engage, and 3-4 man chain, provide that chain CC as well, and disrupt the backline. That's the biggest thing an EXP can do. Dragon, Lapu Lapu, this type of heroes really goes into the backline and disrupt the mid laner who really wants a position to cast the ultimate, to cast the spells. So this is the thing I want to say, like having that Lapu Lapu get bans there, Lunox being prioritized by the side of GAC, it's more like Zohunt is really going a little bit aggressive, but got 2 magic heroes for them. Another mage is coming in soon. So it's like 3 magic combo, 1-1 with the physical damage. I want to see family problem like Kalea, Cho, Hylos, Grok, all these rumors are there. What are you gonna pick up?
I think GAC right now, you know, they can just go for the Kalea and Chao bans if they want. Yeah, just go for it. But to be fair, I do think Kalea would be absolutely disgusting on this game itself because, well, would you look at that? There's an Alice who really benefits from the heals. Joy really appreciates some extra heal because she doesn't have that much spell vamp. And the Hylos itself as well. Not Hylos, the Hylos is the ban. The 1-1 will also appreciate some heal. Make sure she sustains. Flask of Oasis always comes in clutch for the mage as well. So Kalea, I think, should be a must ban. But let's just say they ban out the Hylos instead. I'm a little bit curious as to why, but maybe they don't want that slow-mo combo that could be coming in with the Alice and the Hylos itself. So because of that, it's looking really tough right here, Ash. They only have few, like not few, they have so many heroes to ban, but they only have one slot. They prioritize Velzotti's hero, Farsa, but it comes at a cost. So many pickups are open.
So many pickups are open, so many picks will be coming in as well, but Farsa, Kadita, Lunox is there, whom you're prioritizing. If you are going with the Farsa, you know that ultimate will literally make her stationary. She can't... okay, I told you, Grok, Kalea, Cho, all these things are open. It might be a choice for Family Problem to goes with it. You have a Ishanshin, you have a mobility kind of assassin. You don't want a hindrance. They're going with the Grok right now. They'll be giving a lot of CC to that Ishanshin, and that will be really disrupting him for his farming as well. And the Grok can actually go for the invasion just like the Hilda. So it's moreover like this pick coming out from MEA Zohan is really an ace pick for them. This Grok might be the X factor for this game, might be the game changer for this game. I'm not sure what will be happening this day, but it will be Zohan or else it will be GAC, because this is the final game for them to be in this tournament, to be in this LAN. Oh my goodness!
This world.
I need to shout, bhai. I need to shout. I was hoping for a dragon. I told you a dragon might be a thing to goes into the backline to give that perfect opening you need. And now you can see Yuzhong is here. Kimi for the mid lane as well. That means Lunox is going for the gold, Ray. Lunox is going for the gold against a 1-1. I mean, against I have seen Misery. I have seen Misery with the Lunox playing, making the game out against the Harith and 1-1. But this time I'm going to see it in the hand of GACs. So let's see how this match goes. They got the Kagura. It is obviously simple. I told you I want to, not simple, Sakte. No, it is simple. It is simple with the mid.
Velzote.
Yeah, Velzote's name is simple.
We will just call him Velzote for the viewers. It might be easier for them. You know, they'll be like, where is simple?
I mean, he told me to call him simple.
Yes, but you know, it's for the viewers. Viewers will be like, where is simple? Who is simple? Why is it not simple to know the simple name? But jokes aside, you know, I love your fixation on the dragon, but Ash, come on, be honest. This is a double magic. Like, not even something that is traditional, okay? Because if this Kimi, okay, they're gonna go for that. Most likely Lunox gold link, just like you mentioned, right? A Lunox.
Bro, you're saying double magic? Zohan got triple magic.
1-1 is enough for all the physical man. She is physical enough. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, of course, welcoming into the game number 3 of this best of 3 series, lower brackets. Lower brackets basically means this is a knockout match. The last chance for GAC as well as Zohan. Just because Zohan dominated that game doesn't mean they're safe. Anything can happen. GAC could be that one to give the big upset for the powerhouse, but we'll find out soon enough into this game itself as we dive into the Land of Dawn. Such an interesting matchup all across the map, and I couldn't be more excited to be casting this game itself at our Deng Thoma Hall. Right, Ash? And with it, we go into the game. This is the last one. The score is 1-1, and I'm looking forward to the 1-1.
I mean, Messi with the Kimi, Dunes with obviously Lunox. This might be a good draft from GAC, but the execution part, let's see what will happen here. Oh, told you, they got the Kimi, so it will be the early execution into the mid lane. They will have the upper hand. They'll a little bit give that poking to the mid laner of Zohan. That is obviously simple. I call him simple.
I'll call him Velzote. So that way the audience will think this is not a simple name. They go like, is his name Velzote Simple Miso? No. Well, we can also just call him then Lunox, right? But anyways, with it, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this game, I cannot emphasize it enough, because one of these Mizo teams right now, well, they're still at the home turf, right? Even if they're going home, they're still here.
Bro.
But still, getting out of the LAN event itself, both of these teams making it to the top 8 right now, contending at the lower bracket.
Hey, Rhythm of Joy, electrifying beats? No.
There's not gonna be anything. They're not level 4 yet.
Yeah.
I
Of
can't think
course.
turret engages like that. Why is there an M4 sticker non-stop coming in? Who's using that? Who's flexing it? But anyway, Searle's up right now at 2 minutes, right on the
It's not
time.
M4, it's M6. I mean, this is
Was that
obviously
M4?
Joy. Joy with M6.
Oh, she has an M6
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I haven't gotten the skin. Please sponsor, but yeah.
Let's just view.
Mew.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about Mew. What's
Oh,
happening? Mew on
a-
top.
A little bit of
Again.
knock-off. Dragon comes up here. He goes back. No engage coming in. They're going for the turtle dance at this
Traction
point. 4
pulse.
members, traction pulse.
AOG.
AOG comes out. 3-man knock-off. Let's see who'll be
Develop
grabbing up the turtle.
Revolution.
Develop Revolution going in. Retreat popped up. He got the turtle, but he got trapped down there. He goes down as well. It will be the Alice. The Sakte will be taking out him there. Messi was there, but the follow-up is not so good.
I think he's Sektia or is it Sektia or Saktia? Because if it's Saktia, it would be pretty funny because he's playing a hero that sucks, is in a sense that blood sucking. Saktia sucked the blood out of them and made them lifeless. But yeah, enough with my puns. Talking about puns though, I'm running out of them. But guess who's not running out of much of what do you say gold here? It is obviously Zohunt. No, what's happening right now? GSC, they're kind of leading. Oh, it's because of turtle, right? They got a turtle. This is why you try to contend for a turtle. It gives that gold, it gives you that EXP to move ahead. But right now, let's look at all the level advantage. What just happened in the mid lane? That's like solo.
So smooth, it's coming up. Rhythm of Joy happened there. Prime got a kill. It was so smooth, just like the cars in the showroom of CK Hyundai.
They're smooth and they're cleaned, and of course the main driving seat, of course, in the Hyundai might be Zohunt, right? Not Hyundai, in the Land of Dawn, of course. But still, it's an early game so far. Zohunt does look like they want to take that driving seat. They want to open the door, but yep, stopping them is GSC Esports. So let's see how long it will contend. So far though, they're making their rotations right now, just trying to get the vision. Lunox, better watch out. I know you do have that ultimate, but oh, Corrosion Sight comes into the hands of Prime. They get the vision right here. Oh, Skybracer just into the hands of Kimi, which is Jokwa right now. Joy trying to go for that. Oh, going for the genius one, is it? First item. Interesting. And Kagura, of course, going for the glowing one. So nothing much just yet. Lunox, I think the build is a little bit half-half. There's a little bit of recipe for. Oh, Lunox, better watch out. You better go for that light.
No, my goodness, been between two tiers. They went for that skirmish. They find some
Here
kill,
comes
but
the
now the
goal.
follow-up comes up by GAC. The fight is going on.
That was
Yuzhong, Black Dragon, Amius just formed into the Black Dragon, grabs up a kill, going for a double. AOG comes up with a follow-up there. Double secured by Amius. Crossbow Chang open here. They're going for the skirmish once again. Zohan goes up. Rhythm of Joy. Yishanshin falls down. Viva la Revolution. In the meantime, Sakti goes down in the hand of Messi. Ankara Messi. And it will be a turtle slain by Mizo. Prime Mizo. It's not Prime Mizo. It is Dusty. Will be grabbing up the turtle there. My goodness. Even though, I mean, it was a winning fight for GAC. It is Dusty Mizo. Grab up the turtle. The retribution skills. GG, man. GG.
Great job right there. This was, I would say, quite of an equal engage because aside of Zohan, they did go a lot of aggression. Oh, Genius Wand as well as that. Damn, I forgot the name. Cursed Helmet itself comes into the hands of the Alice. So they have gotten their first item power spike for almost all of them. You have Hunter Strike for the Yushin Shin. Well, War X for the Yuzhong. So all of them have their first item. So they go for it. Is it an engage they want? Belzote trying to get the angle. But that's a Kagura. You don't want that to be happening. But so far, none turrets have fallen into the favor of any of these teams. They're just waiting it out. You know, I think I should get some water, right? And thankfully, we do have our hydration partner in me, provided me such a great peach flavored drink. And I'm gonna drink it. And Ash, of course, he's gonna be taking that team fight.
Inside the jungle area. No. He goes back with the help of the Rhythm of Joy. Getting chased down by Amius with the Black Dragon form, but still, it's not walking. He will be going for the knock-up. Yep. He goes inside the three people.
Saktia.
He finds a kill onto Saktia, and still he's going in. Might be going for the double. No, this doesn't want the double. He will be dismantling himself from the team fight at this moment. The minions are going inside the tier. The tectonic charge comes up. 2-man knockup. The Messi will be falling down there. It will be a destroying, a demolition to the players of GAC because Zohunt is getting online in the meantime with offlane. Off cam in the bot lane. What's just happened? It's a trap happened. 1v2. Prime goes down.
That engage from Prime, sorry, not Prime, Family Problem was so beautiful. Did you see he flicker combo with the passive and first skill and the ultimate right on the wall, making good use of the
Hey, 1v1.
Oh, 1v1.
Rhythm of Joy, electrifying beats.
Yeah.
My goodness, the magic penetration from this Joy will be securing a kill onto MEA's GG Dusty Mizo. And look at the hoping he's doing right now. Sigma boy, Sigma boy.
Well, only Ash can sing that thing. Only he can do it, but look at that.
Oh, my goodness, what just happened in the bot lane? Oh, another kill just got secured by the side of Dusty Mizo. I mean Zohan. And in the meantime, Tectonic Charge connected. He goes back. In the meantime, AOG for the safe as well. They managed to goes back at the and without any scratch on them. This is so good. They didn't give any trade to them, but the Black Dragon coming in. The cheer might be falling down because it will be Prime securing the macro there for the team of Zohunt. And this is good. I mean, you have the macro lead. You have the macro lead as well. Now the turtle being started from the team Zohunt. They might be getting it as well. It is an uncontested turtle.
Uncontested one again in 8 minutes, 8 kills for favorite traction fall into mid lane. Look at it, engage coming in, but no, they do not commit with it. But right now, I think it is time to go back for them. But do they still want to commit? Because Family Problem, he's looking huge, he's looking big. He's like, damn, I do want to engage, but the resources, it's not enough because of course the Kagura doesn't have that ultimate right now, that Seimei umbrella, and without it, I think they kind of lack that initiation completely. And also Sakuya, I think he's also like, let's keep it safe, let's do not get ahead of ourselves. Just because we're ahead itself, Sakuya is also damaging the pressure coming in into the mid lane. They want to go in. Prime, he's looking for a target to break those weaknesses, but look at Grok, oh my god.
Oh, inside the tier 2, AOG popped up as well. In the meantime, Format knocked up, there you go! Mountain Chakra Crossbow take everything at the moment, and it will be Sakti as well going down. Prime goes in. Oh my goodness, and here comes up as well for the Asian chain, but he's still in the tier, he'll be fighting again. Ambius, he finds the kill, but he goes down in the hand of Senpal. Prime securing the tier, securing the kill, still standing on, still dancing on. This 1-1 has no counter. You cannot counter her down with a Lunox.
Absolutely, and that beautiful engage that just came in from the hands of none other than Zohunt. We just witnessed it. It was a full 5-man engage right on this bush itself, where right now Viva la Revolution is standing right there, right? That engage was absolutely beautiful, and I just cannot emphasize how excited we felt, right? Ash just had to get up from his chair to give him maybe a standing ovation. No, it is just so he can get a good balance, because we know this is the last shred of either of these teams. Zohan, of course, they have the comfort seat, of course, on that Hyundai, just like you mentioned, but it is still not enough to secure it. And right now, Dusty Mizo better be prepared, because Lord is coming in. His retribution has to win it. They have to get it. Because one Lord away, this could change the macro play severely. We don't want that to be happening. Lord, 25,000 HP. There's the Black Dragon from popping in. Davey getting ready, but is it an engage they want? I think they're gonna be going for a surprise boom right there. Keep the eyes on Family Problem. Look at them.
Umbrella comes up, Simple goes in. Oh my goodness, the execution happened there. It will be Sakti. Oh! Tectonic Charge! What a way, Family Problem! The retreat popped up! Zone got the lock! 2 kills as well! Now they're going for another one! Recall him against one popped up as well! He's not giving him to recall back in the safer zone! Oh, he goes back with the help of the first kill, but Rhythm of Joy! This is Dusty Mizo shining like the Sigma boy! Jack Luthot!
No, what just happened? When did it came out from left field and killed down? Dusty Mizo right there. But is he gonna get punished because Sakya? No, the brilliance is gonna be there. Where did he come? He just like, what's up? And he came in and took him down. That was just so insane right there. But still, MEA X Zohunt right now having the lead 9-16 score, almost 12 minutes into the game. Dusty Mizo will get that concentrated energy. Avery does get that stuck on the wall, but with the Prime getting that item, of course, bot lane pressure right there. Black Dragon form coming in as well. Does he want to go in? Balzo team is okay. AOJ
He's going for the engage. AOG comes up as well. He's finding a way for the format, but he'll be going down with the umbrella execution. My goodness, the perfect shot is coming as well. It will be Sakte securing the kill as well. 2-man down with the Lord being secured, but these chunky minions are still coming on. I feel like they'll be securing the inhibitor in the mid as well. might be a thing, but I'm not sure about it. First, got added in the item section. Ray, do you feel like, is there any chance at this moment for GAC to make their comeback, to be in a redemption phase? Or it will be Zohan giving out a win here.
Look at that!
Before that, it will be a killing spree for the simple rhythm of joy. Electrifying base into the way. They got two kills. Our inhibitor Foster is now the one shot to go. Sakya! He goes in. Mountain Shocker popped up as well. In the meantime, look at the top lane. They will be screwing the inhibitor in there as well. Oh, look at this lanes. The channelization. The Radiant waves coming in. Yeah. Prime is there. Bow down. Crossbow tag! Legendary! What a game! Monster Prime will be securing the win here! Team Zohan takes MEA going into the next round of lower bracket by knocking out GSC Government Agile College Esports from MEX FEAI GRANDFEST Season 1. What a dominative gameplay has been shown by MEX Zohan at the LAN.
At the Deng Trauma Hall itself, I was about to say damn, because damn, we just had such a hype game itself. Zohan will move forward, they say no, they stand tall, and they're gonna be even despite that point penalty. They make it a 2-1 into their favor, basically a sweep right there. And because of that, you know, they will remain, they will fight, they will contend with the rest LAN teams in the top 8. Of course, GAC, we wish you farewell right now from this season of GRANDFEST, but we're wishing you the best. And with it, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with it. One Mizo powerhouse will move forward, one Wal will go home. And because of that, right now, we'll of course take a little break, a little bit of water break, not water, because of course we have our hydration partner, which have given us such tasty drinks, and I'm just gonna be going there and sipping them, and you can also, you know, get it and just stay for a while, because we're gonna be coming back after a break. Stay tuned at, of course, Mizo Esports Association channel.